It was a stormy Thursday evening when Emma first mentioned the Writers' Club. Rain lashed against the windows, casting a soothing rhythm over our quiet living room. She had this spark in her eyes, the kind that lit up whenever she found something truly inspiring. "I joined this Writers' Club," Emma said, her voice tinged with excitement. "It's incredible, Jake. People there are so supportive, so creative. It's like a whole new world." I nodded, half listening as I flipped through a magazine. Emma had always been the artistic one, the dreamer. Her passion for writing was infectious, and I admired her dedication to craft. But as the weeks went by, those Thursday nights became a regular thing. She'd leave early, come back late, full of stories about characters and plots, her enthusiasm palpable. I noticed changes, subtle at first. Emma started dressing differently, more casually elegant. She'd spend extra time on her hair, occasionally trying new styles. I didn't think much of it at first, chalking it up to newfound confidence or maybe a desire for change. Then came the mentions of Chris. He was a fellow club member, she'd say, someone who understood her creative struggles. She spoke of him with a fondness that pricked at my suspicions, but I dismissed it as insecurity on my part. After all, she was passionate about her writing, and having someone to share that passion with was surely harmless. But harmless turned to doubt when I stumbled upon her phone one evening. Messages from Chris popped up, innocent enough at first glance. But as I scrolled, I couldn't ignore the subtle hints, the undertones of something more than just literary discussions. Confronting her wasn't easy. The air between us grew heavy, charged with unspoken words and unshed tears. Emma didn't deny it, didn't even try to defend herself. Instead, she simply admitted to the affair, her voice oddly calm, as if she had rehearsed this moment in her head 1,000 times. "I'm sorry, Jake," she said softly, her eyes avoiding mine. "I didn't mean for this to happen." The words hit me like a freight train, knocking the wind out of me. Betrayal tasted bitter, a mix of anger and hurt that I struggled to swallow. How could she? I thought we had something solid, something built on trust and love. In the days that followed, our home felt like a battleground. Silent meals, awkward glances, and the deafening absence of her laughter. We tried to talk, to salvage what was left of us, but every conversation ended in a stalemate of hurt and resentment. Eventually, the decision to divorce was mutual, a grim acknowledgement that our marriage had been irreparably damaged. We divided our belongings quietly, like strangers settling a business deal. There were no screaming matches, no accusations hurled across the room, just the heavy weight of what once was, now shattered beyond repair. As I signed the final divorce papers, I couldn't help but feel a strange mix of relief and sorrow. The pain was raw, a gaping wound that refused to heal. Yet amidst the wreckage of our love, I knew I had to find a way forward. Life had to continue, even if it meant leaving behind the shattered fragments of a dream I once held dear. The days after Emma and I decided to divorce felt surreal, like I was living in someone else's life. I threw myself into work, burying my emotions beneath endless spreadsheets and business meetings. Anything to keep my mind off the gaping hole in my heart. Friends and family offered their condolences, their well-meaning words falling flat against the deafening silence that now filled my home. I appreciated their support, their attempts to distract me with dinners and outings, but the ache persisted. I found solace in routine. Mornings began with solitary runs through the neighborhood, the rhythmic pounding of my footsteps echoing my attempts to outrun the memories. Evenings were spent in quiet reflection, staring at the empty space beside me on the couch where Emma used to sit. Yet amidst the pain, there was a strange sense of freedom. The weight of suspicion and betrayal lifted, leaving behind a hollow emptiness that was almost bearable. I started exploring old hobbies again, dusting off my guitar and losing myself in music. Work became my sanctuary. The relentless pace offered distraction, a temporary reprieve from the questions that haunted my mind late at night. Was there something I could have done differently? Could I have been more attentive, more understanding? The divorce proceedings moved forward with clinical efficiency. Lawyers negotiated terms, dividing our assets with detached precision. Emma and I communicated only through brief, business-like emails, our interactions stripped of the warmth and familiarity that once defined us. Occasionally, I caught myself wondering about Chris. Who was he? This man who had entered our lives like a thief in the night. Did he know the havoc he had wreaked, the pain he had caused? Anger simmered beneath the surface, a slow burn that threatened to consume me if left unchecked. One evening, while sorting through old photographs, I stumbled upon a picture of Emma and me on our wedding day. Her smile was radiant, her eyes filled with promise and love. I traced the contours of her face, feeling a pang of nostalgia for the happiness we once shared. But nostalgia soon gave way to acceptance. Emma had made her choice, and I had to make mine. The road ahead seemed daunting, uncertain, but I knew I had to keep moving forward. Life was a series of chapters, some filled with joy and others with heartache. This chapter, marked by betrayal and loss, would eventually give way to new beginnings. I wasn't sure when or how, but I held on to the belief that someday the pain would fade. Until then, I would continue putting one foot in front of the other, navigating the wreckage of my broken heart in search of a path to healing. The weeks turned into months, and slowly, I began to find my footing again. Healing, I discovered, was a gradual process, a journey of reclaiming pieces of myself that had been lost in the wreckage of my marriage. I immersed myself in new experiences, seeking solace in unfamiliar places. I enrolled in a photography class, drawn to the idea of capturing fleeting moments of beauty. Behind the lens, I found a sense of purpose, a way to channel my emotions into something tangible. Friends encouraged me to start dating again, but the idea felt daunting. How could I open my heart to someone new when the wounds from Emma's betrayal still felt raw? Instead, I focused on nurturing existing friendships, finding comfort in their unwavering support. Yet, despite my efforts to move forward, thoughts of Emma lingered like shadows in the corners of my mind. I couldn't escape the memories. Our laughter over breakfast, lazy Sunday mornings tangled in sheets, the whispered promises of forever. One evening, while sorting through a box of old books, I came across a worn journal tucked away in the back. Curiosity piqued. I opened its pages, expecting to find forgotten musings or half-formed ideas. Instead, I found Emma's handwriting, the ink faded but unmistakable. Page after page, she poured out her thoughts, her fears, her dreams. Reading her words felt like trespassing into a world I thought I knew, yet one that had remained hidden from me. In those intimate entries, I glimpsed the turmoil that had plagued her heart, the loneliness she had kept hidden behind smiles and assurances. She wrote about feeling adrift, searching for meaning in a life that had become routine. And then, there were the mentions of Chris Ayur, innocent at first, then increasingly intimate. My emotions churned as I read, grappling with a mix of anger and empathy. How could she have turned to someone else, instead of confiding in me? Had I failed her as a husband, blind to the cracks in our foundation until it was too late? The journal became a silent confidant, its pages a mirror reflecting my own doubts and insecurities. I found myself revisiting pivotal moments in our marriage, questioning if there were signs I had missed, moments when I could have reached out and bridged the growing divide between us. Yet amidst the pain, there was a glimmer of understanding. Emma hadn't sought to hurt me. She had sought solace in a connection she felt was missing from our marriage. It didn't excuse her actions, but it offered a semblance of closure. You are a fragile piece amidst the storm of emotions. As the days passed, I found myself letting go of the bitterness that had threatened to consume me. Forgiveness, I realized, was not about condoning her actions, but releasing myself from the grip of resentment. Holding on to anger would only tether me to the past, preventing me from embracing the possibilities of the future. In quiet moments, I began to envision a new chapter unfolding before me. It was a chapter marked by growth and self-discovery, by learning to trust again both in others and in myself. The road ahead was uncertain, but for the first time in months, I felt a flicker of hope stirring within me. Life, I understood, was a tapestry woven from moments of joy and sorrow, love and loss. And though the threads of my marriage with Emma had unraveled, they had left behind lessons that would shape the chapters yet to come. The decision to sell our house came unexpectedly, a practical necessity in the wake of our divorce. It was a beautiful home, filled with memories of laughter and love, but now it felt like a relic of a past I was desperate to leave behind. Emma and I met with a real estate agent on a crisp Saturday morning, the air tinged with the promise of spring. As we walked through each room, pointing out its features and quirks, I couldn't help but feel a pang of nostalgia. This house had been our sanctuary, a haven where dreams were born and futures imagined. The agent, a cheerful woman named Sarah, listened attentively as we discussed our reasons for selling. Emma spoke of new beginnings, of starting fresh in a place where memories didn't hold the weight of the past. I nodded silently, my thoughts drifting to the life we had once shared within these walls. As Sarah took notes, I found myself studying Emma's profile the curve of her jawline, the way her hair fell in soft waves around her face. She looked different now, more composed than the shattered woman who had confessed her infidelity months ago. It was a stark reminder of how much had changed between us. The house echoed with emptiness as we prepared it for viewings. Photos were taken down, personal touches erased in favor of neutral decor that would appeal to potential buyers. Each room felt like a canvas wiped clean, its walls stripped bare of the life we had built together. The first open house was a surreal experience. Strangers wandered through our home, their footsteps echoing in the quiet emptiness that had once been filled with our laughter. I watched from a distance as they inspected closets and measured room dimensions, oblivious to the history embedded in every corner. Days turned into weeks as we waited for an offer. Sarah assured us that the market was favorable, but the uncertainty gnawed at me. Selling the house felt like closing a chapter I wasn't ready to leave behind. You are. A final goodbye to the life I had once thought was forever. One evening, while packing boxes in the attic, I stumbled upon a box of old love letters tucked away in a forgotten corner. They were handwritten notes exchanged during our early days together, filled with promises of forever and dreams of a future intertwined. Reading those letters felt like revisiting a different lifetime, a time when our love was untainted by betrayal and heartache. I traced Emma's delicate handwriting, each word a testament to the innocence and hope that had once defined us. Tears blurred my vision as I read, mourning not just the loss of our marriage, but the loss of the dreams we had shared. It was a poignant reminder of how fragile love could be, how easily it could slip through your fingers if not nurtured and cherished. When the offer finally came, it was a relief tinged with sadness. A young couple with bright eyes and eager smiles saw potential where we had seen memories. They spoke of raising a family in the house, of filling its rooms with laughter and love once more. As we signed the closing papers, I felt a weight lift from my shoulders. You are. A bittersweet liberation from the past. Emma and I exchanged a brief, awkward embrace, words left unspoken between us. We were no longer husband and wife, just two people bound by shared history and a desire to move forward. Driving away from the house for the last time, I couldn't help but glance in the rearview mirror. The familiar sight of the red front door grew smaller with each passing mile until it disappeared altogether, swallowed by the horizon. Ahead lay a road uncharted, a future waiting to be written. I didn't know what lay ahead, but for the first time in months, I felt a flicker of excitement, a sense of possibility that whispered of new beginnings and second chances. Life after the divorce settled into a rhythm that was both comforting and unnerving. I found a small apartment on the outskirts of town, its walls a blank canvas waiting to be filled with the remnants of my new life. Moving in felt like shedding old skin. Each box unpacked a step towards embracing the unknown. Work became my anchor, a steady pulse amidst the ebb and flow of emotions that still threatened to overwhelm me. I threw myself into projects with renewed vigor, seeking validation and purpose in the daily grind. The accolades and promotions felt hollow at times, reminders of a success that no longer brought the same satisfaction. Weekends were a mix of solitude and socializing. I reconnected with old friends over dinners and drinks, their laughter a balm to the ache that lingered beneath the surface. Yet in quieter moments, the emptiness of my apartment echoed with memories of a life that no longer existed. Dating remained a daunting prospect, a minefield of uncertainty and vulnerability. I dipped my toes cautiously into the waters of online dating, navigating profiles and small talk with equal parts curiosity and apprehension. Each date brought a glimmer of hope, quickly tempered by the realization that I wasn't ready to let someone new into my heart. Emma's presence loomed large in my thoughts, a constant reminder of the love we had lost and the betrayal that had shattered our marriage. I found myself replaying conversations, dissecting moments for clues I might have missed, searching for closure in the shards of our broken dreams. Therapy became a lifeline, a safe space to unravel the tangled mess of emotions that threatened to consume me. Through tear-stained sessions and moments of clarity, I began to confront my own role in the unraveling of our marriage. Guilt weighed heavy on my shoulders, a relentless voice whispering accusations of neglect and complacency. Yet, amidst the pain, there was a gradual acceptance. Emma and I had drifted apart long before Chris entered the picture, our bond strained by unspoken expectations and unmet needs. Forgiving myself proved to be the hardest battle, a journey of self-compassion and understanding that tested the limits of my resilience. One evening, as I sat alone in my dimly lit apartment, a sense of peace washed over me. The ache in my chest had softened, replaced by a quiet resolve to embrace the lessons of my past. I lit a candle, its flickering flame a symbol of hope and renewal, and allowed myself to envision a future unburdened by regrets. In that moment of stillness, I realized that healing wasn't about forgetting or pretending the pain didn't exist. It was about honoring the love we had shared, the lessons we had learned, and finding the courage to rebuild from the ashes of our broken dreams. The road ahead remained uncertain, dotted with pitfalls and detours, but for the first time since the divorce, I felt a sense of clarity. Life was a journey of endings and beginnings, of loss and discovery, and I was ready to embrace whatever lay ahead with an open heart and a renewed sense of purpose. The decision to take a solo trip came unexpectedly, a whisper of spontaneity amidst the routine of my new life. It was a chance to escape the familiar surroundings that still carried traces of Emma's presence, a pilgrimage of sorts to rediscover myself in the vast expanse of the world. I chose Paris, a city steeped in romance and history, its streets a tapestry of cobblestones and whispers of bygone eras. The flight was a blur of anticipation and nerves, the hum of the plane engines a reassuring backdrop to the thoughts that raced through my mind. Arriving in Paris felt surreal, a blend of excitement and trepidation as I navigated its labyrinthine streets. The air was crisp with the promise of autumn, leaves crunching beneath my feet as I wandered aimlessly, letting instinct guide my footsteps. Days blurred into a kaleidoscope of experiences. I visited iconic landmarks, Ailleurs, the Louvre, Notre Dame, Montmartre, each step a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. The city unfolded before me like a love letter, its beauty a balm to the wounds that still lingered in my heart. I indulged in simple pleasures, a croissant and coffee at a quaint café C. Conversations with strangers who became fleeting companions in a city of dreams. Their stories echoed my own in unexpected ways, a reminder of the universal quest for connection and understanding. One evening, while strolling along the Seine, I found myself standing before the Pont des Arts, a bridge adorned with countless love locks, each symbolizing a promise of forever. Couples whispered sweet nothings as they fastened their locks to the railing, their laughter a melody against the backdrop of the river's gentle current. I watched them with a mixture of longing and resignation, wondering if love was a fleeting illusion or a resilient force that could withstand even the harshest storms. Emma's face flickered in my mind, her smile a ghostly echo of the happiness we had once known. Yet amidst the melancholy there was a newfound sense of clarity. Paris had a way of stripping away pretenses, laying bare the truths that lay buried beneath the surface. I no longer feared the memories of my marriage, nor did I shy away from the pain they invoked. In a quiet corner of Montmartre, I stumbled upon a small art gallery, a hidden gem nestled amidst bustling cafés and winding alleys. The painting spoke to me in ways words could not, their colors and textures a testament to the artist's soul laid bare. A particular painting caught my eye, a portrait of a lone figure standing beneath a canopy of stars, their face turned towards an unseen horizon. There was a haunting beauty in the solitude, a reminder that strength could be found in embracing the unknown. I purchased the painting, a spontaneous decision that felt strangely liberating, and carried it back to my hotel room. As I hung it on the wall, its presence filled the space with a sense of peace. A tangible reminder of the journey I had embarked upon. In the quiet moments that followed, I allowed myself to dream again, not of a future defined by heartache and regret, but of possibilities yet to unfold. Paris had given me the gift of perspective, a lens through which I could see my past with compassion and my future with renewed hope. As the days passed, I found myself savoring each moment, the taste of espresso on my lips, the laughter of newfound friends, the beauty of a city that had welcomed me with open arms. I wasn't running from my past. I was embracing it, weaving its lessons into the tapestry of my present. And as I boarded the plane back home, Paris fading into the distance behind me, I knew that I was not the same man who had arrived weeks before. I had shed the weight of regret and embraced the promise of new beginnings, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the healing power of self-discovery. As I settled back into the routine of my daily life, Paris lingered in my thoughts like a half-remembered dream. The vibrant streets and whispered conversations continued to echo in my mind, a constant reminder of the journey I had embarked upon, a journey of healing and self-discovery. Work provided a welcome distraction, its familiar rhythms grounding me in the present. I threw myself into projects with renewed vigor, channeling the inspiration I had gleaned from Paris into creative pursuits. Colleagues remarked on my newfound energy, unaware of the inner transformation that had taken place. Weekends became an opportunity for exploration closer to home. I revisited old haunts and discovered new ones, each outing a chance to reconnect with myself and the world around me. The city seemed to shimmer with possibilities, its streets alive with the pulse of life and opportunity. Friends noticed the subtle changes in me, a lightness in my step, a sparkle in my eyes. They encouraged me to embrace new experiences, urging me to step outside my comfort zone and rediscover passions long forgotten. Slowly, tentatively, I began to heed their advice. One afternoon, while browsing through a bookstore, I stumbled upon a writing workshop, an invitation to explore my creativity in ways I had never imagined. The prospect both thrilled and intimidated me, stirring memories of Emma and her own passion for writing. I hesitated at first, grappling with the ghosts of my past. What if I failed to measure up? What if I couldn't find my voice amidst the cacophony of aspiring writers? Yet deep down, I knew that this was a chance I couldn't afford to pass up, a chance to reclaim a part of myself that had lain dormant for too long. The workshop met weekly in a cozy café downtown a gathering of eclectic souls bound together by a shared love for storytelling. Each session was a revelation, a journey of exploration and vulnerability as we shared our words and our truths with one another. Under the gentle guidance of our instructor, I found myself unraveling the tangled threads of my emotions on paper. Writing became a catharsis, a means of making sense of the turmoil that had once consumed me. Through prose and poetry, I began to weave a narrative of healing and redemption. A narrative that was uniquely mine. Emma's presence lingered in my writing, her influence woven into the fabric of my words. I explored themes of love and loss, forgiveness and resilience, drawing inspiration from the complexities of our shared history. Each sentence felt like a step towards understanding, a bridge between the past and the future. The workshop became a sanctuary, its walls a refuge from the demands of daily life. Amongst fellow writers, I found camaraderie and support, their feedback a source of encouragement and growth. They became witnesses to my journey, cheering me on as I unearthed buried truths and uncovered new possibilities. One evening, as I read aloud a piece inspired by my time in Paris, I felt a profound sense of gratitude wash over me. The words flowed effortlessly, carrying with them the essence of my experiences, the heartache, the healing, the hope. And in that moment, I realized that writing had become more than just a creative outlet. It had become a lifeline, a compass, guiding me towards a future shaped by authenticity and resilience. As the workshop drew to a close, I knew that my journey was far from over. Paris had sparked a transformation within me, igniting a passion for self-discovery and creative expression. And as I packed away my notebook and bid farewell to newfound friends, I carried with me a renewed sense of purpose, a testament to the transformative power of embracing life's unexpected twists and turns. I decided to take a break from the routine and visit my hometown, a place filled with memories both joyful and bittersweet. It had been years since I last set foot in the familiar streets where I grew up, and I was curious to see how time had reshaped the landscape of my childhood. Driving through the familiar neighborhoods felt like flipping through the pages of an old photo album. Houses that had once seemed towering now appeared smaller, their yards overgrown with wildflowers and memories of lazy summer days spent playing hide and seek. I parked in front of my childhood home, a a modest bungalow nestled amidst a row of similar houses. The paint was faded, the windows adorned with curtains that whispered of lives lived and stories untold. A pang of nostalgia washed over me as I climbed the familiar steps and rang the doorbell. A middle-aged woman with kind eyes opened the door, her smile tentative yet welcoming. She introduced herself as Mrs. Jacobs, the current owner of the house, and invited me inside. The interior had been remodeled, modern touches blending seamlessly with remnants of the pasta you are, a testament to the passage of time. We sat in the living room, sipping tea as we exchanged stories of the house's history. Mrs. Jacobs spoke fondly of raising her children within these walls, of birthday parties and family dinners that echoed with laughter and love. I listened intently, feeling a deep sense of connection to a place that had once been the center of my universe. As we talked, memories flooded back of climbing the old oak tree in the backyard, of racing bicycles down the quiet street, of whispered secrets shared with childhood friends beneath the starlit sky. Each corner of the house held a piece of my past, a mosaic of moments that had shaped the person I had become. Before leaving, Mrs. Jacobs offered to show me around the backyard, a sprawling oasis of greenery and memories. The oak tree still stood tall, its branches offering shelter from the summer sun. I ran my fingers along its rough bark, feeling the pulse of history beneath my touch. Standing there, surrounded by echoes of the past, I realized how much I had changed since leaving this place. Paris had been a catalyst for transformation, a journey of self-discovery and healing that had reshaped my perspective on life and love. Yet returning to my roots reminded me of the unbreakable thread that connected me to my pasta a thread woven with threads of laughter, tears, and dreams. As I bid farewell to Mrs. Jacobs and drove away from my childhood home, I felt a profound sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the memories that had shaped me, for the lessons learned, and for the resilience that had carried me through life's ups and downs. The road ahead remained uncertain, dotted with twists and turns yet to be navigated. But as I glanced in the rearview mirror at the disappearing silhouette of my childhood home, I knew that I carried with me the strength of my roots and the promise of new beginnings, a testament to the enduring power of homecoming and the beauty of embracing life's ever-changing seasons. The invitation arrived unexpectedly, nestled among bills and junk mail, a crisp envelope bearing the emblem of a prestigious literary magazine. I hesitated before tearing it open, heart pounding in anticipation and fear. Inside, a letter informed me that my submission, a piece inspired by my journey to Paris, had been selected for publication. Shock and disbelief coursed through me as I read the words again and again. My hands trembled slightly as I reached for my phone, dialing Emma's number out of instinct before realizing my mistake. The impulse to share this moment with her was fleeting, replaced by a bittersweet pang of longing for the partnership we had once shared. The days that followed were a whirlwind of emotions and preparations. I revised my manuscript with newfound clarity, each word polished to perfection under the weight of expectation. The piece had evolved from a personal reflection into a testament of resilience. A tribute to the transformative power of self-discovery. The magazine's editor, a seasoned professional named Emily, reached out to discuss the publication process. Her voice was warm and encouraging, offering guidance and feedback that bolstered my confidence. We exchanged emails late into the night, fine-tuning details and discussing the overarching theme of the upcoming issue. A photo shoot was arranged, a portrait session, in a quaint studio downtown. I stood before the camera, nerves tingling, as the photographer captured moments of vulnerability and strength. The click of the shutter felt like a promise, a testament to the journey that had led me to this pivotal moment. As publication day approached, anticipation mingled with apprehension. I shared the news with close friends and family, their pride and support a source of comfort amidst lingering doubts. Would my story resonate with readers? Would it capture the essence of my experiences in a way that transcended words on a page? On the morning of the release, I woke early, heart racing with a mix of excitement and nervousness. The magazine arrived in my mailbox, a tangible embodiment of years of dreaming and striving. I held it in trembling hands, savoring the weight of accomplishment and possibility. Flipping through its pages, I found my piece nestled among other works of art and expression. The layout was elegant, the words a testament to the journey I had embarked upon. You are a journey of healing and self-discovery. I read each sentence with a mixture of pride and humility, grateful for the opportunity to share my story with the world. Messages flooded in a chorus of congratulations and heartfelt notes from readers who had been moved by my words. Their words of encouragement touched me deeply, reaffirming the power of storytelling to bridge the gaps between hearts and minds. In the quiet moments that followed, I reflected on the path that had led me here. Paris had sparked a journey of transformation, but it was the courage to embrace vulnerability and authenticity that had propelled me forward. Emma's presence lingered in the margins of my thoughts, a silent witness to the resilience that had emerged from the ashes of our shared history. As I closed the magazine and set it aside, I knew that this was just the beginning. The publication was a milestone, a symbol of growth and possibility. And as I gazed out the window at the cityscape bathed in golden light, I felt a sense of peace, a quiet reassurance that no matter where life led me next, I was ready to embrace it with an open heart and a renewed sense of purpose. The recognition from the literary magazine opened unexpected doors, propelling me into a whirlwind of opportunities and introspection. As invitations to speak at literary events and book signings poured in, I found myself navigating a world that was both exhilarating and overwhelming. The first event was a panel discussion at a local bookstore, an intimate gathering of aspiring writers and avid readers. I stood alongside established authors, my nerves humming with a mix of excitement and self-doubt. Yet, as I shared my journey from Paris to publication, I felt a surge of confidence rooted in the authenticity of my experiences. The audience listened attentively, their eyes reflecting a shared longing for connection and understanding. I spoke of resilience and self-discovery, of the transformative power of storytelling to heal wounds and ignite hope. Their questions were probing yet compassionate, a testament to the universal themes that resonated within my words. Afterwards, I lingered to sign copies of the magazine, each interaction a humbling reminder of the impact words could have on others. Readers shared their own stories of loss and redemption, their voices a chorus of empathy and solidarity. I listened intently, grateful for the opportunity to forge connections through shared experiences. As the months passed, I continued to embrace opportunities for growth and exploration. I attended writing retreats and workshops, immersing myself in the craft that had become both sanctuary and beacon. Among fellow writers, I found a community of kindred spirits, a tapestry of voices united by a love for words and a reverence for the human experience. Yet amidst the whirlwind of success, Emma's absence lingered like a shadow at dusk. Her voice echoed in moments of solitude, a gentle reminder of the love we had shared and the dreams we had dared to dream. I wondered if she had read my published piece, if my words had stirred memories or sparked introspection in her own journey of healing. One evening, as I sorted through old photographs tucked away in a dusty shoebox, I came across a picture of a snapshot frozen in time, capturing a moment of unguarded happiness. I traced the outline of her smile, the sparkle in her eyes, and felt a pang of longing for the partnership we had once cherished. In a moment of clarity, I realized that healing was not a linear path, but a mosaic of moments, of triumphs and setbacks, of joy and sorrow. Paris had been a catalyst for transformation, but it was the journey back to myself that had taught me the true meaning of resilience and grace. I penned a letter to Emma, a letter filled with gratitude for the memories we had created, for the lessons we had learned, and for the love that had once bound us together. I poured my heart onto the page, words flowing freely as I sought closure and reconciliation in the space between us. Days turned into weeks as I waited for a response. A silent prayer for understanding and forgiveness. And when her reply finally arrived, it carried with it a sense of closure, a gentle acceptance of our shared history, and a hope for the future. As I read her words, tears blurred the ink on the page, mingling with a newfound sense of peace. Emma spoke of her own journey of healing, of the challenges she had faced, and the resilience she had discovered within herself. She thanked me for sharing our story with honesty and compassion, acknowledging the impact it had on her own path to forgiveness. In that moment, I realized that our love had never truly faded, but had transformed into a quiet understanding. You are. A bond that transcended time and distance. We had both been shaped by our shared experiences, our separate journeys intertwined in ways that defied simple explanations. With Emma's blessing, I continued to navigate the ever-changing landscape of my life. The literary world embraced me with open arms, offering new opportunities for growth and exploration. I wrote with a renewed sense of purpose, weaving stories of love and loss, resilience and redemption, with an authenticity born from my own journey. And as I stood before audiences and shared my words, I knew that Paris had been more than a destination, It had been a catalyst for transformation, a beacon of hope on the path to self-discovery. With each story I told, I honored the past while embracing the future, grateful for the resilience that had carried me through life's unexpected twists and turns. I received an unexpected email from a literary agent expressing interest in representing me. The subject line, potential representation, caught my eye amid the usual barrage of promotional messages and newsletters. My heart skipped a beat as I clicked to open it, unsure of what to expect. The agent, Sarah Harrison, introduced herself warmly and praised my recent publication in the literary magazine. She expressed admiration for my writing style and the depth of emotion conveyed in my piece. She invited me to schedule a call to discuss potential representation and the possibility of expanding my writing into a larger project, a memoir exploring themes of love, loss, and resilience. I hesitated before responding, overwhelmed by the sudden surge of opportunities and the weight of Sarah's expectations. The thought of delving deeper into my personal journey both excited and unnerved me. Could I articulate the complexities of my experiences in a way that resonated with readers? Would I have the courage to revisit moments of vulnerability and truth? After a restless night filled with swirling thoughts and indecision, I mustered the courage to schedule the call with Sarah. We spoke at length about my background, my motivations for writing, and the themes that had shaped my journey thus far. Her enthusiasm was infectious, her insights into the publishing industry invaluable, as she outlined a roadmap for potential projects. Sarah suggested starting with a proposal, a detailed outline of the memoir, including chapter summaries and a sample of my writing. She emphasized the importance of crafting a narrative arc that captured the essence of my story while engaging readers on a visceral level. Her guidance was both reassuring and challenging, pushing me to articulate my intentions with clarity and conviction. Over the following weeks, I immersed myself in the process of writing the proposal. I revisited journals and notes from my time in Paris, mining them for moments of clarity and introspection. Each chapter summary became a mosaic of memories and reflections, woven together with threads of emotion and insight. As I delved deeper into my past, I unearthed buried truths and untold stories, moments of heartache and healing that had shaped the person I had become. Writing became a form of catharsis, a means of making sense of the tumultuous chapters of my life and finding redemption in the act of storytelling. Sarah provided invaluable feedback throughout the process, challenging me to delve deeper into the emotional core of my narrative. Together, we refined the proposal until it shimmered with potential, a testament to the transformative power of vulnerability and resilience. With Sarah's guidance, I submitted the proposal to several publishing houses known for their commitment to literary memoirs. The waiting period was agonizing, filled with restless anticipation and self-doubt. Had I captured the essence of my story? Would publishers recognize its universal themes and emotional resonance? One afternoon, as I refreshed my email for the umpteenth time, a message from Sarah appeared in my inbox. Subject line, exciting news. With trembling hands, I opened it to find an offer of publication. A publishing house had expressed keen interest in acquiring my memoir. Tears of relief and joy streamed down my cheeks as I read Sarah's words of congratulations. The journey from Paris to publication had been paved with uncertainty and introspection, but in that moment, I knew that every doubt and fear had been worth it. As I shared the news with friends and family, their cheers echoed my own sense of accomplishment. The memoir would be more than a book, It would be a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a beacon of hope for those navigating their own journeys of healing and self-discovery. With renewed determination, I embarked on the next phase of my journey, a journey that would see me through the highs and lows of publication, the challenges of promotion and outreach, and the profound responsibility of sharing my story with the world. And as I reflected on the path that had led me here, from Paris to the precipice of literary success, I marveled at the transformative power of storytelling, to heal, to inspire, and to forge connections that spanned continents and generations. I embarked on a whirlwind tour to promote my memoir, traversing cities and bookstores, each event a blend of excitement and nervous anticipation. The journey took me from intimate readings in indie bookshops to bustling signings at literary festivals, where readers shared their own stories of resilience and redemption, inspired by my words. One particular event in New York City stands out: a packed auditorium filled with eager faces, each person holding a copy of my memoir as if it were a cherished treasure. I stood at the podium, heart racing, and began to read excerpts that resonated deeply with the audience. A testament to the universality of human experience. The Q&A session that followed was spirited, the questions probing and insightful. Readers asked about my writing process, the challenges of bearing my soul on paper, and the lessons I had learned along the way. Their curiosity was matched only by their empathy, creating a dialogue that transcended authorship and readerhood. Between events, I stole moments of solitude to reflect on the impact of my journey. Paris had been the crucible where my transformation began, but it was the act of sharing my story that had illuminated the path forward. Each city brought new perspectives and connections, reaffirming the power of storytelling to bridge gaps and foster understanding. In Chicago, I met with aspiring writers at a workshop hosted by a local literary organization. We discussed craft and inspiration, shared insights into the publishing industry, and exchanged stories of perseverance in the face of rejection and doubt. Their enthusiasm was infectious, reminding me of the passion that had fueled my own journey from aspiring writer to published author. As the tour drew to a close, I returned home with a profound sense of gratitude and accomplishment. The memoir had resonated with readers far beyond my expectations, sparking conversations about love, loss, and the resilience of the human spirit. Letters and emails poured in from readers who had been moved by my words, their stories a testament to the transformative power of storytelling. Amidst the whirlwind of publicity and acclaim, Emma's presence lingered in the quiet moments of reflection. I wondered how she would have reacted to the memoir, to the raw honesty and vulnerability that permeated its pages. Her absence was a reminder of the complexities of love and loss, of the enduring impact of shared experiences. One evening, as I sat at my desk surrounded by manuscripts and notes, a familiar envelope caught my eye. A letter from Emma. My heart skipped a beat as I tore it open, unfolding pages filled with heartfelt words and shared memories. She spoke of her own journey of healing and self-discovery, of the challenges she had faced, and the resilience she had discovered within herself. Emma thanked me for sharing our story with honesty and compassion, acknowledging the impact it had on her own path to forgiveness and acceptance. Her words were a balm to my soul, a reminder that our love had transcended time and distance, evolving into a shared understanding and mutual respect. With Emma's blessing, I continued to navigate the ever-changing landscape of my life and career. The success of the memoir opened doors to new opportunities and collaborations, each project infused with the same passion and authenticity that had defined my journey thus far. And as I embarked on new writing ventures, I carried with me the lessons learned from Paris to publication. A journey of resilience, redemption, and the transformative power of storytelling. In each word I penned, I honored the past while embracing the future, grateful for the strength that had carried me through life's unexpected twists and turns. I found myself at a crossroads, grappling with the question of what came next, after the whirlwind success of my memoir. The journey from Paris to publication had been a transformative experience, but now I faced the daunting task of charting a new course, a narrative beyond the pages of my own story. Inspired by the connections forged during my book tour, I began to explore new avenues of storytelling. I delved into historical research, captivated by untold stories of resilience and courage from different eras and cultures. Each discovery fueled my imagination, igniting a passion for uncovering hidden truths and amplifying marginalized voices. One particular story resonated deeply: a forgotten heroine from World War II, whose acts of bravery had remained shrouded in secrecy for decades. I immersed myself in archival documents and conducted interviews with surviving relatives, piecing together fragments of a narrative that defied conventional expectations. The process was both exhilarating and humbling, as I navigated the ethical complexities of portraying real lives with authenticity and respect. I wrestled with the weight of responsibility, knowing that these stories deserved to be told with the utmost integrity and sensitivity. As I immersed myself in writing, I found solace in the rhythm of research and reflection. The heroine's journey mirrored my own quest for understanding and meaning, each chapter a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. At times, doubts crept in. Would I do justice to her story? Would readers connect with a narrative that transcended my own lived experiences? Yet with each draft, I found courage in the knowledge that storytelling was a bridge, a means of fostering empathy and understanding across boundaries of time and circumstance. Alongside the heroine's narrative, I explored themes of forgiveness and reconciliation, drawing from my own journey of healing and self-discovery. Emma's presence lingered in the margins of my thoughts, a silent witness to the evolution of my writing and the depths of my empathy. The research took me to distant archives and libraries, where I pored over faded documents and handwritten letters. Each artifact held a piece of the puzzle, a clue to unraveling the heroine's untold story and understanding her motivations in a world torn apart by war. In moments of doubt, I returned to Betrayal, a city that had shaped my own narrative and inspired me to seek stories beyond the confines of my comfort zone. The streets whispered of resilience and renewal, their cobblestones bearing witness to countless tales of triumph and tragedy. With each chapter, I uncovered layers of complexity within the heroine's narrative. Her courage tempered by moments of doubt, her resolve tested by the harsh realities of war. I wrote with reverence, honoring her memory and the sacrifices of those who had walked alongside her on the path to freedom. As the manuscript took shape, I sought feedback from trusted colleagues and mentors, voices of wisdom, who challenged me to push beyond my creative boundaries and delve deeper into the emotional core of the narrative. Their insights were invaluable, guiding me toward a more nuanced portrayal of history's unsung heroes. With the final chapter written, I paused to reflect on the journey that had led me here. The heroine's story had become a mirror, a reflection of my own quest for understanding and empathy, a testament to the transformative power of storytelling to illuminate the shadows of the past. As I prepared to share her narrative with the world, I felt a sense of gratitude for the privilege of bearing witness to her journey. Through her courage and resilience, I had discovered new dimensions of empathy and hope, lessons that would shape my writing and my life for years to come. I delved deeper into the final revisions of the manuscript, each word and sentence meticulously crafted to convey the heroine's journey with clarity and emotional resonance. The research had been exhaustive, spanning years of archival work and interviews, yet the real challenge lay in distilling this wealth of information into a cohesive narrative that honored her legacy. In the quiet hours of early morning, I sat at my desk surrounded by stacks of annotated drafts and historical references. The heroine's story had become a tapestry of courage and resilience, woven together with threads of sacrifice and determination. I revisited pivotal moments in her journey, tracing the arc of transformation from uncertainty to unwavering resolve. One particular chapter illuminated her decision to join the resistance, a choice fraught with danger, yet fueled by an unyielding commitment to justice. I immersed myself in her motivations, exploring the complexities of loyalty and moral conviction that guided her actions in a world torn apart by war. The writing process was a journey of introspection, as I grappled with the ethical dilemmas inherent in portraying real lives and historical events. I sought guidance from historians and experts, ensuring accuracy while navigating the nuances of storytelling in a sensitive historical context. Throughout the revisions, Emma's presence lingered in the margins of my thoughts, a silent witness to the evolution of my writing and the depths of my empathy. Her unwavering support had sustained me through moments of doubt and uncertainty, her insights shaping the narrative with a clarity born of shared experience. As I neared the final chapters, I revisited the heroine's journey through the lens of forgiveness and reconciliation. A theme that resonated deeply with my own quest for understanding and healing. Her interactions with fellow resistance fighters revealed the power of collective action and solidarity in the face of oppression and adversity. I delved into Emma's letters once more, seeking solace in her words of encouragement and wisdom. Her belief in the transformative power of storytelling mirrored my own, a shared commitment to bearing witness to untold stories and amplifying marginalized voices. In the closing pages of the manuscript, I wove together strands of hope and resilience, drawing on lessons learned from Paris to publication. A journey marked by moments of introspection and profound connection. The heroine's story had become a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a beacon of hope for those navigating their own journeys of adversity and triumph. As I prepared to submit the final manuscript to my publisher, I reflected on the journey that had led me here. A path illuminated by the courage of those who had walked before me, their stories woven into the fabric of history. The heroine's legacy would endure, her voice echoing across generations as a reminder of the power of resilience and the enduring pursuit of justice. With a sense of reverence and gratitude, I entrusted her story to the world. A narrative forged in the crucible of war, tempered by courage and illuminated by the transformative power of storytelling. In each word I penned, I honored her memory and the countless unsung heroes who had shaped the course of history with their quiet acts of courage and defiance. I immersed myself in the final stages of preparing the manuscript for publication, a process marked by both anticipation and a tinge of melancholy. The heroine's story had become a part of me, a testament to the resilience and courage that had shaped her journey through history's tumultuous waters. With meticulous attention to detail, I reviewed each page, ensuring that every word reflected the depth of her experiences and the complexities of the era in which she lived. The manuscript had evolved from a tapestry of research and reflection into a narrative that bore witness to the transformative power of courage and compassion. As I worked through the final edits, I revisited pivotal moments in the heroine's journey. A clandestine meeting in the heart of occupied territory, a daring rescue mission that defied all odds. These scenes resonated with a sense of urgency and determination, each one a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who had fought for freedom and justice. I sought guidance from historians and experts, verifying historical accuracy while preserving the emotional integrity of the narrative. Their insights enriched the manuscript, providing context and depth that brought the heroine's world to life with vivid clarity. In the quiet hours before dawn, I revisited Emma's letters, a source of comfort and inspiration throughout the writing process. Her unwavering belief in the power of storytelling had sustained me through moments of doubt and uncertainty, her words a beacon of hope in the face of adversity. With each revision, I honed the manuscript's narrative arc, weaving together strands of resilience and redemption that resonated with universal themes of human experience. The heroine's journey mirrored my own quest for understanding and empathy, each chapter a testament to the transformative power of storytelling to illuminate the shadows of the past. As I prepared to share her story with the world, I reflected on the journey that had led me here. A path illuminated by the courage of those who had walked before me, their stories woven into the fabric of history. The manuscript bore witness to their sacrifices and triumphs, a testament to the enduring pursuit of justice and the resilience of the human spirit. With a sense of reverence and gratitude, I entrusted her story to the world. A narrative forged in the crucible of war, tempered by courage, and illuminated by the transformative power of storytelling. In each word I penned, I honored her memory and the countless unsung heroes who had shaped the course of history with their quiet acts of courage and defiance. As the manuscript made its way to the publisher's desk, I felt a profound sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. The heroine's story had become a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a beacon of hope for those navigating their own journeys of adversity and triumph. In the quiet moments that followed, I found solace in the knowledge that her legacy would endure. A story of courage and compassion that transcended time and place, inspiring future generations to embrace empathy and understanding in the face of adversity. With a final glance at the manuscript, I closed the chapter on this chapter of my journey, a journey marked by discovery, reflection, and the enduring power of storytelling to illuminate the shadows of the past and pave the way for a future guided by compassion and courage.